Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of Abandonista Travels. You join me in Japan. I'm in a beautiful little coastal town called Enoshima. I'm about 30 kilometers south of Tokyo and about 60 or 70 kilometers north of Fuji Mountain, which you won't be able to see here, but I have managed to take some pictures from that far away this morning, which were quite mind-blowing. So yeah, really cool little place. Been here in Japan for about 3-4 days now. An amazing place, but yeah, I've got a lot to catch up on. Apologies for the lack of update. Today I'm going to go and take a look back at the penultimate place in Vietnam. Wonderful, probably my favourite place I've been so far, a place called Hoi An. I'm just going to focus on the one spot. I've got a lot of content to take you through, so I really hope you enjoy it. I'll catch you at the end. So, welcome to Hoi An. We are on the east side of Vietnam, so we've come a different part of the sea from where we've been previously in both Vietnam and Thailand. And I started the trip with probably my favourite activity I've done so far, which was a bike trip out into the kind of rural countryside areas. You see that's the rice paddy fields. Our first stop was to like a local family business who make basically like rice pancakes, and you can see some of the processes involved here, which we got to have a go at. And then yeah, as you can see again, back out on the bikes. Loads of water in Hoi An. If you look it up and look at the kind of topology of it, it's just water everywhere. It's on the coast, but it comes right inland. So yeah, the cycling, this was probably the most precarious bit, but the cycling itself was great fun. Just, you know, being on the bike out in this kind of rural area, lack of mopeds was wonderful. And here, but lots of cows everywhere, which was amazing as well. Just so quite really bizarre, but just so much fun as well. And we did a number of stops. You've already seen the first one. This one was amazing. These ladies, they make their Vietnamese sleeping mats, which is what they sleep on because of the heat. Keeps things cool. But yeah, those ladies were crazy and impressive for how quickly they made them. A couple of quick videos just to show the whole morning absolutely tipped it down with rain, which made it quite fun. And this was the last stop, which was a place to make rice wine, and they did some interesting flavours, including the Cobra snake wine, which was genuinely fantastic. And here's a little cheers. There's a few of those that went on, which was absolutely great fun. Probably, yeah, as I say, my favourite trip that I've done so far, without doubt. So then a couple of shots of the evening activity, which was effectively me walking around the night markets and going for some lovely local food. Really vibrant, massively popular place. I was recommended to try this. It's the local dish, khao lao, which was basically lovely pork, noodles, broth, herby, salady, very, very nice. And so on to day 2 of activities, and this is going to be a lot of examples of the temples. It was a trip up to what was called Monkey Mountain and to see the big Buddha statues and some lovely caves. I'm not going to try and even vaguely try and articulate all the detail here, but I guess the one bit I will talk about, because it was fascinating and a lot of fun, were these caves, which were all around the Buddhist concept of heaven and hell. There's some fairly visual pictures coming up, which I didn't get all 8 stages, but our tour guide talked us through, and we went down into these caves, which represented the 8 levels of hell in Buddhist. And you can see here someone being eaten by an alligator, someone else being eaten by a snake. I think the next one is someone being killed by an electricity wire around their neck or something, although I'm not quite sure of how that works with the age thing. And I think this was representing the absolute depths of hell. And then we worked our way back up to heaven, and that involved climbing through some very narrow and steep caves with some Buddha on the way. and also seeing this. Yeah, this was the tower, the 8 levels of enlightenment, which was all very fascinating. The tour guide was incredibly interesting and animated. His name was Michael, and this was right at the top, so we reached heaven by this stage with some nice views as well. And then back down into some different caves, to the Love Temple, which I must admit I swerved, but they looked visually very impressive anyway. And then everybody gave the big Buddha a little rub on his belly at the end as we finished. And then on to our organised lunch, for which I had frog with noodles, which was wonderful. And then this is on to my final trip, which was a kind of a tour around Hoi An's town centre itself. Really interesting, massive amounts of influence from firstly the Chinese culture who came here, and then onto the Japanese. So behind me, and you'll see in a minute, a better picture of the Japanese bridge, which was donated by the Japanese after one of the many destructions from tornadoes and tsunamis in this area. This is the Japanese bridge. And then we finished the trip with, you've got to try the traditional Vietnamese banh mi, absolutely wonderful. So yeah, just stunning visual place. And on the river, this to finish, very traditional. There are lots of people offering for you to make a wish and light a candle, which then they put into the water, which floats down the river. So I won't tell you exactly what I wished for. I asked this lady to do it for me while I filmed her. But yeah, a very special moment, special evening, really special place. And if any of you ever get the chance to come to Vietnam, please make Hoi An one of your real priority stops, because I have to say it's probably one of my favourite places I've ever been. So I hope you enjoyed that. Absolutely love this place. I think you probably see behind me there's a couple of traditionally dressed Japanese ladies, which is quite interesting. But yeah, listen, anyone travelling to Vietnam, get a good amount of time in Hoi An. It's absolutely stunning place. Again, the content doesn't really do it justice. Yeah, there's going to be a few more videos coming short and sharpish. So I've got one more from Vietnam to show you, and then a brief one of some time in Korea that I spent, and then the Japanese ones will follow that. Just want to say one more time, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying it. Lots of love to the family, friends, and everyone as always. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, bye.